How long has your story been with you? I hear stories from people a lot of times, and when I'm doing readings with people, it's kind of an interesting part of it is they'll start at the beginning, like 4 years ago, this happened, and this happened, and this happened, and this happened, and you're like, okay, but that was 4 years ago. What is it now? So a lot of times, like, people get stuck talking about their story, how things went wrong, how things didn't go right, how they thought or how they felt about things, and they keep kind of just repeating that cycle, and a lot of times it's really not healthy. So stay tuned and I'll tell you some secrets of how to release these old stories. Hi, my name is Ruth Theresa. I'm an intuitive psychic medium here in the Sugar Land area. That's just outside of Houston. So let's talk about this. There are stories that people just kind of repeat over and over again. And I will tell you, your parents had them, both mom and dad, aunts, uncles, cousins, brothers, sisters. Everybody has like their story that they keep repeating. And really what they're trying to tell you in that is, I'm stuck. I am literally stuck. I don't know how to get rid of this. I felt ashamed, or I felt blamed, or I felt issues, or I felt what it is, and I don't know how to get rid of it. And they keep repeating their stories over and over and over again. Ever hear some of those and you're just like, oh my gosh. And I will tell you, it's kind of the harsh part of it. The event or the situation or the story happened one time. Hopefully one time. But how many times are you stuck in that repetitive cycle of just talking about it over and over and over and over again? Many, many years ago, I want to say like 25 years ago or so, someone stopped by our house and they were telling a story. And it was funny because they had not been married all that long. I would say probably a few months. And the husband starts to tell a story and the wife already at a few months was like, oh, roll your eyes kind of thing. It was like, oh my gosh. And it's probably because she's heard that story, even though they've been married only for a very short period of time. She's heard the story so many times, it's like, oh, here we go again. Well, those are the stories that we really got to get loose up. We've got to release that and get that away. Now, I will tell you, there are some times in our lives where it's kind of like, let's let this go. This is a great time. Just let it go. And I'm going to talk about some steps of how to do that. But I will tell you, usually we get stuck in these cycles because it hurt us. And that's really what it is. We are hurt in some way and we want someone else to kind of hear our pain. So sometimes if you do that and you kind of really connect with someone in that story, not really one-upping their story, but like understanding like, wow, that must have felt overwhelming. You must have felt a lot of shame or blame or whatever it is. And kind of really doing that can make the person kind of like, almost like, wow, someone's agreeing with me. Wow, this is amazing. So just even kind of like identifying them and kind of repeating it back to you, like, wow, I can understand where you felt a lot of shame or a lot of blame in this. I can see where this happened. And a lot of times, like, it's just having your story like heard. So kind of some secrets of kind of like really to get this way out there is really thinking about like writing your story down or saying it out loud. And sometimes it just depends on what type of person you are. If you're a video person, like literally tell yourself, because a lot of times what you don't understand is what we're looking at is when we're doing a lot of these videos is we're looking at an image of us telling us a story. So literally have that person like look at themselves and tell them the story. Tell yourself the story. And like with all the, I felt this happened, that happened, whatever it is, and like once and for all, like let it out. If you're a writer, you want to write all of that out as best you can. And it doesn't have to be a novel or anything that's going to be published, but just kind of like let it out. And I will tell you, take some time in your when you finish, is kind of like really feeling the energy of what your story is. What is the story and why is it important? And it's one of those, sometimes it's, what are the life lessons I learned in this? What is a life lesson? What is the issue or problem that I solved or I should have learned during this time frame? A lot of times things get stuck because we didn't really learn the life lesson. So we kind of go through it several times. So it's kind of like, okay. And like number 3, I guess, is kind of like, when you tell that story for the last time and you really get a chance to kind of like honor your part of it, like this is how I felt about it, when you let it go, literally do it with gratitude. And I know you're like, what? Yeah, with gratitude. Let it go and be like thankful for that story to come in. Like thankful, I'm so thankful that this happened to me so I could learn this. I'm so thankful that this incident showed me with this person's disrespect that I deserve better, that I deserve to have my voice, I deserve whatever it is, and really stating out almost in that like yes statements of like, I deserve better than someone who's going to treat me like this. I deserve for someone who's going to listen to my side of the story. Even if they don't agree with me, I deserve to have my side of the story spoken out. So that can be like a, when you kind of get that out, literally take some long, deep breaths. And I will say literally from your nose to your belly button. So really relaxing breaths. And as you do that, kind of feel it like letting it go, literally letting that energy like fly off of you. And I will tell you, once you've done, literally kind of just stand in like a strong stance, like literally feet hip width apart, standing strong and sturdy with your energy. And then just kind of, what are your I am statements? I am strong. I am powerful. I've been through some amazing things and I've learned lessons and now I'm moving forward. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Literally start saying your favorite affirmation statements, whatever that is. Literally those affirmation statements are really powerful at this time to really reset that clock. And it's one of those, if you really want to say that story again, literally don't give it the energy. Before, usually when people say it the first couple of times, it's like, let me tell you what happened. And they're all drama and trauma and all this kind of stuff. But it's one of those, once that is gone, literally they're going to be like, oh my gosh, you'll never guess what happened. When I was 5, this happened, or da-da-da-da. And you can tell by their casualness in their statements that they're not hold on to that story anymore. They're not hanging on to the negative energy or the connotations that came in that time frame. And literally upgrading that story can be like, oh, this was so much fun. We did this, or this happened, or whatever else. And I learned a lot from that. That can be just like, wow, a super powerful statement. And I feel like I need to do some angel cards with you. Let's see. This one right here is the one that is screaming to come forward. Steady. Make sure that you are steadying your energy with this. Make sure that you are steadying your energy in what's going on around you. When you first say the story, I guarantee you can feel your body like get tense again, get tight again. You may feel the anxiety amping up in your system. Excuse me. Amping up in your system. But once you've kind of released it and let it go, re-study yourself. Re-study, and how relaxed your body is. Like, oh, that happened and I learned a lot, or this was an event that happened and I've chosen to let this go. Whatever that is, like, give it a voice. But you'll notice like sensations in your body, like just like my shoulders aren't tight anymore, they're loose. My arms are loose. I'm not feeling the anxiety when I'm telling you the story like it just happened yesterday. It's so much easier and it's so much kinder to your system, because that event, situation, or idea happened so you could learn an amazing life lesson. Learn the lesson and move forward. I thank you so much for joining me today, and I know that we'll be talking again soon.